everyone, this is Lori here from Lori Hooks. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. So today's Yarny Catchup, I have one finished object and I have a whole bunch of WIPs. Some of them are some new WIPs and I'm excited to share it all with you. So first of all, I am wearing my finished object and this is the Modern Granny Shrug. And I found this on Crochet Crowd and it is a free pattern. I will link it in the description box below. And here I'll include a picture of the back because I think the back is really the coolest part of this shrug. For this pattern, they recommended using Caron cakes. I wanted to use yarn from my stash. So this color here is Hobby Lobby print. In the color Hobby Lobby I Love This Yarn print in the color Jazz Stripe, and this color here is Big Twist in the color Eggplant. So I followed the pattern to a T, except for I added a few rounds. I normally wear around a large, extra large, which this is one that you make a big square and then you sew the sides together to make the sleeves. So I worked it up to 38 inches, which is the size recommended for a large, extra large, and pinned it together. And I have a big bum, so the big bum didn't fit. Everything, it's always a problem with stuff for me. The top part fits because I'm very slim and slender up here in comparison to the booty. So I did go up to I think it was the double extra large size, the extra large size, which is a 40-inch square, I think, to make the booty fit a little bit better. So, and I think it's really nice. I like the way the colors work together and I like how it came out. If you've been watching me before, yes, I'm in Canada, so Hobby Lobby and Big Twist, these aren't yarns that I normally have. I got these yarns in a yarn exchange I did last year. And she was in the States, so I sent her some more Canadian things like treats and stuff, and I sent her some yarn, of course. And she sent me all the yarn she sent me was stuff that you can only buy in the States. So that worked out really fun for me to have a bunch of stuff that I never had before. And if I was shopping in Hobby Lobby, I would have never picked this color, but I love the color and I love how it came out. So yeah. That is my Modern Granny Shrug done. And I've never done the Modern Granny stitch before, but I thought it was fun and a fast workup. And so I really enjoyed working on it. What else do I need to say? Oh, and I used a 6mm hook. And I don't remember what size it called for, but I used a 6. So at least I think I used a 6. Maybe I should check my book. I have been doing really good so far this year to write things down like this, which is very unusual for me. No, it was a 5.5mm hook. Yes. Yeah. And it was 3 skeins of the Jazz Stripe and 1.5 skeins of the Big Twist Eggplant. So that is Modern Granny Shrug done. So the next thing I'll show you guys is my scarflet, which let's start with looking it up in the book. So shawlette, not scarflet. They call it a scarf. I'm making it as a shawlette. It is called a Crochet Eyelet Triangle Scarf, and it's by Hooked by Robin. And this is what mine is looking like so far. It doesn't really have a front or back, so I didn't really worry about which side my ends were on so far. So you can see there's some on both sides, but this is mine so far. Excuse me. Hopefully the coffee helps. So I never made a shawl before. So I made this for myself to wear around my neck, like a little thing. Anyways, so because when I wear anything that's open around the neck, my neck is always cold. So that's what I was making it for. And the color yarn I'm using for this is Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cake. And I showed this in my last video. I just purchased it. And I think the colors are really pretty. As for working out the yarn, this is lovely yarn to work with. My only complaint is that there's been some weird knots in here. It's like I was working in this color here, and then there was a knot, and it went on to, I think it was this color. And then there was another knot, and it went back to this color again shortly after. Just long enough that I didn't cut the whole knotted section out and completely. Like, it was just long enough that I didn't do that. Normally I would have, but for what it's for, and because it's for myself, I didn't bother. I cut the knots so that it would have longer ends to weave in, and then I continued on. So you can see the one knot's here and the other knot's here. Excuse me. And they're on the same row. Sorry about that. Every time I had this cough going on for a couple weeks, and when I start talking some of the time, I start coughing. And because this is take 2, I've been talking for a little bit now. So that is my little scarf so far. The next thing I've been working on is my sister-in-law's birthday is coming, and she likes, she likes everything to be all black, and she likes the Goth Doll type stuff. So I saw this pattern on Etsy, and the pattern comes with these 4 dolls. I'll try to show them to you. And I think it's called Goth Dolls set or something like that, and they are by Creative Chaos of Margot, I think it's pronounced. I will link it in the description box below. Excuse me, but I purchased this on Etsy, and I like the dress for this one, and I like the stripey on it, and I like the colors, and I like the hat on this one. See, this hat has these little bear ears, and this one didn't have it. So I am doing the dress from this one, and I'm using the colors from this one somewhat, and I think I'm gonna make the hat kind of like this hat. So the colors that I'm using, she calls for Red Heart Super Saver and a 2.0 millimeter hook, which I don't know how you could use a 2.0 millimeter hook with Red Heart Super Saver. But this is what I'm using. I'm using Sheepy's Katona, and these are the colors. So these colors are color number 110 Jet Black. This is 105, which is Bridal White. This one I forgot to write down the name. It is color number 226, and this is color number 521. And I've just started this a couple days ago, and so far I have done one leg and one arm. My intention was to do the arms first and then go on to the legs and then do the body, because I like to make things in the order that I dislike. So I don't like making arms. And I don't like black yarn. So my plan was to do the arms first, because there was all this black in here. And then, sorry, just a minute, somebody's in my driveway. Sorry about that, they're just turning around in my driveway. So I started with the arms, and I got so frustrated by the time I was done doing one arm, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go on to a leg, I'll do a leg, and then I'll go back to the arm again. Because of the black yarn, I was trying to work on it at nighttime using my neck light. My neck light's here somewhere. Sorry about that. I didn't think you guys wanted to hear me coughing. So anyway, so I'll probably go back onto the arm next, but I'm going to try to do it while it's light outside, which is hard to do during the week because I work during the day, but I'm supposed to be working during the day because right now I'm making a video with you guys. But I'll try to get this done. Hopefully one day I finish work early enough and it's still light enough outside to work on the arm. That is the Goth Doll from my sister-in-law, and the hook that I'm using for this is a 2.5 millimeter. That's my second new object that I started, and the third new thing that I started is I was watching Crystal on Chronically Crocheting, and she is doing a bear crochet along. And she has two pattern options, and I've forgotten what one of them's called. The one of them looked like it was a bigger pattern, more complicated. So I decided to go with the easier one, since I have, like, the easier, smaller ones, since I have so many other things going on at the same time, which is Craftably, it's on the floor. This pattern here, Craftably Ever After, and it is called Buddy Bear 2.0, and this is what he looks like. And this is a free pattern on her website, including the PDF to print it out, which is wonderful. I like working from a printed written pattern. So this is what, again, this is what hers looks like. And I decided to use some scraps that I had and go a little different route. Sorry, my book just fell. So I decided to use this purple yarn, and these might be the eyes that I'm going to use. I've got them in here, but the backs aren't on because I think I'm going to put some white behind them or around them to help them show up a little bit better. This is just some scrap purple that I had left over from something else that I made, and I'm pretty sure this is either Bernat Premium, or, because this blanket behind me is Bernat Premium. It might be that one, or it could be left from I made a sweater for my dog, and it is this color purple, but it's, or similar to this, whichever this is from, but that one is Craft Smart. And I have this lighter purple that I'm going to use for the muzzle and that kind of stuff. Sorry about that, I apologize. So I thought that would be different to make a little purple bear. So that is my third new WIP, and back to old WIPs. I showed this on my last video. My daughter wanted this mandala. Well, I suggested to my daughter that I could make a mandala for her room. And this is what I have of the mandala so far. The last time I showed you guys, where is the stitch marker? It's right here. So I've worked up that much since the last time I showed you guys, which is something like 8 rounds, I think. So this is supposed to work up to use a 32-inch hoop, and we will get into the 32-inch hoop another day because they are very expensive, and I think I'm going to try to make my own. So that is her mandala so far, and the yarn that I'm using for this is the Sheepy's Whirly Whirl in the color Bubblegum Center. It's really pretty color. That's what it looks like. I should only use about 3/4 of this, maybe not even quite that much, so there should be a lot left afterwards. Yeah, she picked up the color. That's what she wanted, so that's what I've been doing it in. So that's everything that I've been working on lately. Excuse me. The mandala doesn't get a lot of attention because it's something I have to work on when the people who I live with are not talking to me and bothering me or watching TV or anything else. It is a project that you work on without distractions, because if you want to make sure that all your rounds are perfect, because if you don't, then it'll look off center. And if I have too many distractions that I have to read the pattern for everything, which takes forever, whereas once I do the repeat once or twice, then I can kind of remember most of the repeat for the rest of the round, as long as I don't have distractions around me. So I've taken to working on it when the people who I live with have other things that they're doing and they won't be bugging me, and the TV distracting me is not on or anything like that. It's the focus at the moment. So that's everything I've been working on. The last few days I haven't really had a chance to crochet very much. My kids' birthdays were this week. My daughter's birthday was on Monday. She turned 21. My son's birthday was on Tuesday. He turned 27. No, I did not plan to have my kids 6 years less a day apart. My daughter wasn't actually due until March, March 15th. So she was quite early. We were not expecting her then. And at the time, my son was not very impressed to get a sister for his 6th birthday. But that's the way that it worked out. Now it makes my life easy. We go out for dinner one time. I made 1 cake, so now we only have 1 cake to eat, not 2. And when they were little, we always had 2 separate cakes, 2 separate birthday parties, 2 separate everything. So they each got their day, but now that they are grown-ups, they are perfectly fine with going out for dinner once, and they are perfectly happy with sharing a cake, which is very convenient. So anyways, that's what I've been up to lately. And I will see you guys next time on Lori Hooks. Bye, everyone.